Okay, so Laykyn likes right now to jump up on us, and we got him as a puppy, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when he was cute, he jumped up on us and we probably petted him. So that taught him the way to get a human to pet you is to jump up on them, which is now why he jumps up on people. So basically what I want to do is teach him a new way of interacting, new things that he can do to make you guys happy. So I consider petting a dog our way of paying the dog. So I want to pay him for doing the things that we want, not the things that he wants. How many times does he come and stick his nose underneath your arm and kind of nudge you up to pet him? Does he ever do that or scratch at you?
Yeah.
Okay, so when he does that, I like how quickly he's already starting to go to his bed. So when he's doing that, he's basically giving us an order. Pet me, pay attention to me. If we pet him and pay attention to him, then we're validating, yes, you're the boss of me, you get to tell me what to do and I'll do it. So that tells him that we're the same rank. If we're the same rank, then listening to you is optional because you have the same authority. So what I want to do is I want the dog to identify as being in a follower position. So when he nudges me or scratches at me, instead of petting him, I'm going to give him a counter order and ask him to sit, lay down, or come to me. Now he's probably already going to be here, so it's going to be sit or lie down. Sitting and lying down are more subordinate positions. You can write this down, but I am going to put this on the webpage for you with the video so you don't have to remember. But go ahead, do what you want to do. I just want to save you some writing if needed. So if he's nudging me, and what I do is I use a hand motion like this and go over his head. Sit. Now, for a dog's orientation, if this is the head and this is the tail, if I hold my hand like this, from his perspective, it looks like I have something. So I can kind of maintain control of him by doing it like this. Sit. Now, when a dog is proud about what it's done, its nose is parallel to the ground or tilted up. You've probably seen him like with a toy or something he's not allowed to have walking around the house with his nose in the air. He feels good about himself. I want him to feel good about himself doing the things that we want him to do, like sitting and laying down. Sit. Sit. Most people talk to the dog way too much. Now, if you have a bad day and come home and you're like, can you believe that person cut me off? And you want to vent, that's healthy, that's good to do. But if I want to teach him to sit or lie down, I'm not going to say good sit or Laykyn sit. I'm just going to say sit, and that's it. Adjectives and adverbs confuse a dog because they hear on the first sound that they hear. Sit. So as soon as the butt hits the ground, we have a window of 3 seconds to reward or correct a dog for them to connect what it is that they were doing to what we're rewarding or correcting them for. So it's a lot of people let the dog do something, keep on doing it. When we get to reach our limit, then we explode. We don't want to do that. We want to immediately. So the first time he scratched my foot, if I disagreed, I would want to disagree right then. Then he connects, oh, when I scratch the foot, he disagrees, so he must not want me to scratch the foot. But if he's scratching the foot like he is now over and over and over again, and now I disagree, he's like, what about my 18th scratch does he disagree with? So the consistency and the timing of our corrections is really important. Now he's just being a puppy. I might have something underneath my foot he's trying to get to. All right, so come. We'll load it up. Yeah, now he knows there's something in there. All right. Sit. So the second the treat touches his lips, we want to hear the command word. And then I like to pet with a scratch under the chin to facilitate that nose up orientation. What's going to happen is after a couple of days of this, and you shouldn't pet him at other times unless he's doing something for you. Now, let's say that one of you guys comes in and one of you is petting him, and he's not sitting. Well, then what I usually recommend is we say a watchword like paycheck or earn it or something like that. So if you're a paycheck, we don't argue with each other. I know sometimes families do that, but we want to just stop petting immediately and just say, sit. Well, down. We can do down too. So this way we help introduce the concept if you want something from the dog has to do something for you to earn it first. That puts you in a leadership position. But sitting and laying down are also more subordinate positions for dogs. So it's almost more respectful, almost a dog's way of saying please by sitting down in front of you. Come. Come. You're just all kinds of playful, aren't you? Sit. So when I give the command and he sits, I reach under the chin and I start petting and I just say the word sit and pet him. And then after that, if I want to say, can you believe that my nails got ruined because I had to come in here and listen to the dog guy and I was over there and I had my nails ready to go. So we can say whatever we want after we make him sit. But that makes it easier for him to understand. So if you come in, if somebody comes in the room, going back to the paycheck, if somebody comes in and we're petting him and we hear paycheck, we just stop petting him, ask him to sit. When he starts sitting, then we pet him. Or if he was sitting and somebody comes in and says paycheck, we still stop petting him If he's sitting here, we ask him to come and sit here, or ask him to lay down, sit. And he's looking for the laser now. And then we pet him again. That way we want him to think that we're all on the same page and he's the only one separate. The only real punishment for a dog is to be excluded from the group. So if he feels like you guys are all Watusi together and he's off by himself, that creates him wanting to come into your group and putting you guys more in the driver's seat. Petting with a purpose is the easiest thing that you can do that will have the biggest impact on the dog. It seems ludicrously easy, because it is. But it just, if you can get in a habit of doing it and you just sit, you can have a conversation with somebody else and just use the hand movement without even saying sit, and continue, and you have two conversations simultaneously. Every time you do this, it's like a mini training session that builds respect for the dog as you as an authority figure. So if you get in a habit of, everybody gets in a habit of doing it, after a while, he just comes and sits in front of you and says, pay attention to me, I'm sitting. And then we reach over and pet him and we say sit. Now, the last little sidebar for this is anything he does on his own, we can mark and get him to do on command. My Dalmatian, every time that he would stretch, I would say stretch, and I'd pet him and say stretch. So now I can say stretch, and he puts his butt in the air and waggles it and yawns at the end on command, because I just rewarded him for doing it. He was doing it already. I'm just rewarding it and assigning a command word, sit. So just right there, I didn't ask him to sit, but he sat down, and I'm rewarding him for doing that. So the more this happens, then the more he's going to do this rather than jumping up on us or spazzing out. And the reason he has excited urination at the door is because he doesn't have enough control. This is something that will help him develop a little bit more self-control, and this will help you with your accidents in the house.
Down.
So that's petting with purpose.